7th inning to the 8th inning. And joining us now to maybe shed some light on getting a cold beer in the 8th inning and how this is impacting some of these teams on concessions and per caps and things like that is the sports professor, Rick Horrow. You can always follow him on Twitter at Rick Horrow, and he joins us down the right to the guest line. A good Thursday to you, Rick.
Thank you. I proposed to a few of our executive friends that we have a 7 a.m. Beer 4 hours where the team from 7 to 11, if you line up in front of the stadium, you can get as many beers as you want, whether they're home or away. What do you think?
We're in. We'll sign that. We'll sign that. Hey, do you have any idea? Yeah. I have not seen any numbers, but have there been any numbers that have been released? What the maybe how much money they are losing because of the half hour? And I'm talking merchandise, not just beer, of course, but concessions overall. Is there any idea of percentage?
No. I was thinking about 20%, and I made that argument nationally last week. So now the local media, not that I pick up stuff a week early, but the local media in each market is starting to get wise to it and is saying, well, there might be an unintended consequence of all of this. Meanwhile, even a game that I just left, I'm in a traffic jam, which is a wonderful thing in Tampa Bay. Just saw the Rays tie the record and win 13. But to think that I'm in a traffic jam leaving a baseball game is an amazing thing. But that, it was 9-3. There was a 6-run inning, I believe it was. But notwithstanding that, the game flew by. And listen, if you don't get to a game on time or relatively early, it's going to change some arrival and transportation habits, because people in big markets like Dodger Stadium, you'll notice over the last few years, the place is empty until the 3rd inning. Well, now, if it's empty, it'll be empty till the 6th inning, so you better get there early.
Yeah, it's kind of an oxymoron, a crowd at a baseball game, Rick. I would say that. But all that being said, the numbers, quicker, faster pace, more eyeballs. Are we starting to see with just 2 weeks in, more eyeballs on the game, more fans showing up with a little bit more juice with the game now?
Definitely more juice. Streaming numbers, according to MLB.com, are up over 40%. It's a big 40%. It's a big deal. Most of the local markets are reporting an uptick as well. I know you guys are playing better, and the viewership should reflect that. Tampa Bay off the charts here. So, listen, the games are about 30 minutes shorter. The base stealing went up from 67% to about 83%.
Right.
The batting average the first week went from about 220 or 2, I believe, about 245. So, we're seeing a lot of stuff that I think at the end of the day is good for the game.
And with the shift, which was part of that, when you have about the batting averages, Rick. Or edge of that second base and almost on the grass.
Yeah. Well, that's, the shift thing still, it troubles me a little bit, because I'm of the oldest school where if you want to play 9 infielders, including a catcher,
right.
If they clear the infield, it's probably a triple, but you're not going to get the ball through the infield on a line drive. If you want to play, 6 outfielders, who requires you to play those positions? But I am clearly outvoted, and no matter how I sound about that, it still sounds stupid. So I'm going to back off. I don't care anymore.
Okay. Hey, let me go back quickly to your thought process when you referenced the base stealing. Look, I don't think we're going to see another Ricky Henderson, but do you think that somebody will now capitalize on that, and we might see somebody steal 80, maybe 90 bases? Do you see that at all, or not yet?
Well, I think there's going to be a year shakeout period where people are going to try to figure out how to train better on the new rules, the bigger bases, how to deal with the 20-second pitch clock in the context of holding runners on. and there may be a year shakeout. I think there's going to be some records broken, but not right now. And let's remember this. For every Ricky Henderson, who was the Hall of Famer on base stealing alone, there was a Herb Washington.
Yes.
Remember Herb Washington?
I remember him.
You guys remember
Absolutely.
Sure do.
Yep. Oakland A's.
Yeah, right. Oakland A's. I don't know if he batted. Did he ever bat?
No.
He was signed by Charlie Finley. No. And he got cut after he got picked off. His one job was to hold first base. They got picked off. So look, and they cut him. And I'm waiting for the next iteration of the bases, because if they keep getting bigger, remember that game Twister where you put one foot in front of the other? You might just have to, you'll be able to stand on first base and second base at the same time.
He's Rick Horrow, the sports professor. Follow him on Twitter.
That was good.
At Rick Horrow. All right, Rick, the NFL Sunday Ticket moves from DirecTV to YouTube next season. The pricing has been announced, and spoiler, it's still a lot. How is this going to affect DirecTV? You think, it seems like so many people have DirecTV only because of the ticket. Yeah,
and I think there's going to be a shakeout as well. DirecTV's got to find some other way to survive. They don't have to pay that $1 billion of rights fees, but they would have done that any time to get what they got to build that franchise. And I heard some people complaining about the price of YouTube. It's going to be about comparable over time. It's just that the dollars that are paid are now upfront dollars, so it might be more significant. But I think DirecTV has got to figure out how to survive, and the pressure's on them because there will be a lot of migration away from them in September.
Hey, we're seeing a new trend in college sports with media and entertainment executives getting hired as commissioners. In the past, I think you may agree, Rick, it's been a lot of ADs or a lot of individuals with big educational backgrounds. But, yesterday, the Big Ten announces theirs. Pac-12 got theirs a couple years ago, of course, with your mark with the Big 12. Is this going to be the way it is now? It's going to be the sports and entertainment type folks that are going to be running college sports?
All right, so here's your we're going to play that question back. It's going to haunt you for a few months because I guess you distinguish the two categories as being the media executives and the guys with the academic brand. I know you use academic. Patini went to Harvard Law School. He was a Harvard Law School guy with me. So listen, Tony's got a great resume. He's got a academic resume. He's got an experience resume. I understand that some people are saying, why do you hire a guy with a TV resume? We just did a huge long-term TV contract, but he wasn't hired for
2 minutes.
The television piece. He was hired because of his worldly perspective. And also, listen, anybody who goes to Harvard Law School has got to be smarter than the average human being anyway, right?
Because they couldn't get into Penn, right? They couldn't get into Penn or Princeton?
Wow, Penn or Princeton. There you go. Good. Touche. Touche for the home team. Very well done. I hope you're proud of yourself. Congratulations.
Struck a nerve, Rock.
Hey, last one, Rick. The Masters, the final round did around $12 million, up 19% from last year. It peaked at 15 with Rahm and Phil and Koepka and all that going at it at the end. Your overall take of the PGA Tour's Jon Rahm versus the Live Golf's Brooks Koepka, is that narrative going to continue, or think it may just die out here soon?
The narrative will continue as long as the media tries to pry it out of people.
Yeah.
But I don't think the players are going to fight because I don't think they're interested in talking about that stuff. There may be a couple, and it'll be stoked that way. But, the Masters Augusta National has a funny way of kumbaya-ing everybody together. Everybody starts hugging each other on the grounds. You don't want to get into a cage fight on the Tuesday night dinner. And I think what that did was to say the majors are the one place where everybody can come together and see what really happens. And it may give the Live Tour a little bit more life because people look for the majors as the time where they come together. You don't know. You know how it's going to shake out. And Phil ran out of holes. Phil actually almost became lovable. If there were maybe 3 or 4 more days of that tournament, people would start liking him again.
Almost.
Not everybody.
Oh,
Rick, thank you, buddy. As always, safe travels out there, and make sure there's people around you. You got your hand on 10 and 2. Be careful, all right?
Yeah, no, I understand. And I was thinking about it, the most important academic institutions in the world: Harvard, Yale, Princeton, Penn, Kansas State.
No. And Ohio University Sports Ad Program.
It was nowhere in the top 5. Rock.
And Eastern
Was
Washington.
nowhere in the top 5.
I think here, one more. I know he's got more time than we do, but real quick, Rick, if I was going to ask you, give me your top 3 sports management, because we're talking sports here, management programs in the country, in the world, what would those be? Those 3.
All right. Well, here you go, because we're gonna do a little Homer in case one of our buddies is listening. I would say one is Ohio. I totally agree. Taylor, etc. Another one is UMass because of how it was founded, and a third one is ASU because my law school buddy may be listening, although he's too cheap to get serious and he has to put quarters in his radio. But Ray Anderson kind of started all that stuff too. So I'm going to be a homer on that stuff.
All right, good answer. Good answer. Checks are clear.
Yeah, they're known for something, I guess, Rick.
Thank you, Rick. Appreciate it, buddy. Have a great week.
All right, man.
That's Rick,
later.
That's
Rick
Horrow, the sports professor. You can follow him at Rick Horrow. By the way, the ASU sports program was started by a former Ohio University guy. So very important to know. Hey, baseball players are hitting 50 more home runs per year thanks to global warming. Say it ain't so. That's next. Rockin' Minuch, Jimmy B.
With inflation compensation, you can win $1,000. Listen at the top of the hour weekdays from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. for the keyword to enter at foxsports910.com. Sponsored by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys.
Hey, Arizona, it's your local accident attorney, Kevin Rowe. Results matter, so we want to help you win $1,000. Powered by Lerner and Rowe Accident Attorneys, where we treat you like family. In a wreck, need a check? Call Lerner and Rowe today at 977-1900.
Tune in Mondays from 1 to 4 as Rockin' Minuch with Jimmy B broadcasts live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at the CAZ Sportsbook.